Hello and welcome to the Founders Log, the first of 2024. Looking back on January. January was quite a good month, wasn't it, Carl? You went away on holiday to start off with. Yeah.
It wasn't me. I was 50 and had a week off in Tenerife, so that was pretty good, yeah.
And during that week, not a single printer broke.
No, it's true.
Then you returned.
It's weird, isn't it, that?
The prodigal son returned and all the printers bloody played up again.
They know. They wait for me. They want my touch.
They missed you.
They did. That's right.
You were gentle way with them.
Mm.
Anyway, I just wanted to focus on one thing that really happened in January last month, was that as people might not know, it depends how long you've listened to us, but we are a Google partner. We've been a Google partner since 2010, around about 2010. I don't know the exact time, but a very long time, specializing in our version of Google Workspace by Kimbley IT, which is for small to mid-sized businesses, and it's a customized version. So we customize it so it works with those companies, rather than them just deploying a vanilla version and then trying to have to work it out all themselves. Because of that, we sometimes get leads sent to us via Google where they've had a lead come through, which is not, it's too small for them to handle directly with, but perfect size for us. And they did send us a lead in January, which turned out to be a company based in Bromsgrove, so not very far away from our location. I actually live in Bromsgrove as well, so very close for me, who have quite interesting technology in that they scan product lines as manufacturing lines as things are being manufactured. One example is they might be doing car seats for a car company, and they'll deploy their technology and it will check the stitching on the seats as they go down the production line to make sure that's all okay and passing quality control, all automated using machine learning and AI. The reason that Google sent them to us is that they're currently with Microsoft 365, and their CTO is having troubles, especially around Teams and things like that, and wants to move to the company to move to Google Workspace because he's experienced Google Workspace before, and he'd like to take the company back that way to be in a purely cloud environment, which is a lot more stable than programs you have locally installed on a computer.
Yeah.
So we've had a couple of discussions with them. We've been out to see them, and it's gone well so far. We're just waiting to have a follow-up call, and like I said, nothing's a done deal until the dotted line signed. No. But we can definitely do what they need, and we can definitely move to Google Workspace. It's just they've got to make their decision if they are actually going to go ahead with that or not. Yeah,
that's it.
Overall, I was quite pleased with that.
Yeah, it was good. It was really interesting. It was interesting to see what the technology did, and to also get the opportunity to look at quite an interesting project.
Yeah, and it's always nice when Google sends you a lead because it means they haven't forgotten about you. You're still there.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, that is absolutely true. Yeah, they still know you exist, which is always good.
So it's going to be quite a short podcast this time around because I'm going to move on to our new videos. So I did one new video in January, which is how to access Google Drive from your desktop. So that's using Google Drive file stream that some people don't know exists. But essentially, when you install that bit of software, you can then access Google Drive through Windows Explorer or Finder on a Mac, just as a normal folder, and just save your stuff in there directly rather than having to do it through the web and upload and download from the web. It's really handy for people who are creatives, who are dealing with large files and need to be able to store them quickly, go file, save as, and just stick it directly into a shared drive or somewhere like that. So super handy for those guys who are using file formats that aren't cloud native. If you're using stuff like Google Docs, Sheets and Slides, then you don't actually need that program. But if you're using Adobe Photoshop or you're doing manipulation of videos and video editing, then you do want that program because it just makes it so much easier for you to get those files saved and put into Google Drive.
Yeah.
So I did a blog post as well based on that, and also did two other blog posts on our handful of feature series. So one was a handful of features you should use in Google Drive, and the other was a handful of features you should use in Google Calendar. And of course, it's going to have our favorite stuff in there, like the new appointment scheduling, offline mode in Google Calendar. Google Drive has actually got a fantastic Google Drive app for Google Chat. So which actually does more stuff now than it did in the past. So if someone shares a file with you and things like that, you've got a lot more options. Before it was like literally you clicked on one link and it would take you to the sharing page where you said it, but now you can do a lot of stuff through chat and never have to leave chat to go and change any settings that you want to do on these documents and files.
Yeah, that's good, that.
Going on to our support statistics, 128 subscribers got in contact with us.
Okay.
That could be the same person twice, to be fair, but it was 128 times we were contacted. 104 got in touch to request assistance, and 24 wanted support where something wasn't working as it should do. I've actually changed the terminology slightly on how we do our sort of statistics. So I'm calling something a complete interaction now. So that's from when a subscriber contacts us to when they can continue their work. So the time period that took. Because previously, the way it was worded, it sounded like it might take us up to 5 minutes to send our first reply back to them and things like that. But it's actually the complete interaction that I'm telling you here when I go on to this next bits of statistics on time. So out of those who send a message for assistance asking how to do something better, 78 people received a complete interaction within 5 minutes and were able to get back to doing their work. So they messaged us, and within that 5 minutes, they were back to their work, knowing how to do something better. 25 received a complete interaction within 5 to 30 minutes. And one request was a bit more nuanced, and that took between 30 minutes and an hour for them to go through everything that they need to do and learn how to do whatever they needed to do and get on with their work. Out of the subscribers sending messages for support, 11 received a complete interaction and returned to their work within 5 minutes. 9 received a complete interaction and returned to their work within 30 minutes. One request took over an hour, and then there were 3 requests that took multiple days, because they had to go off for third-party support. So it was an issue with actually a third-party bit of software that we have limited access to, because it could be something like HubSpot or something like that, where we don't have the access that we need to get to that. So it has to go to their support to look into it, and of course they're not as quick as us. So to go up to a couple of multiple days anyway for them to get resolved.
Yeah.
And out of that, 126 contacted us through our unique instant messaging, and only 2 people emailed in January.
Not too bad.
No, not bad. And I would love to tell you how many people wouldn't have needed to get in contact if they'd had regular training, but I forgot to add that statistic to the bottom of the thing. So if you want to know, December was 3 people, so January will probably be around about the same. Yeah, I forgot to add that. Anything else you want to talk about before we wrap up this quick recap of Jan?
No, I think that's good for the start of the year. That's it. That's what it was.
Well, Jan's always a bit quieter because you've got the start of the year, you got the New Year's and all that. People didn't go back to work, it seemed, for about a week after that either.
No, it was late this year, wasn't it?
Yeah. But anyway, that's our recap for January, and we'll be back next month for our recap for this month, which might be a more interesting one, this one.
We'll see you for the February one.
Yeah, see if we get that lead that we spoke about.
Indeed. Yeah, that would be good.
Anyway, thanks for tuning in, and we'll speak to you soon.
See you later. Ta-da.
Bye-bye.